I've had experiences where I felt embarrassed when trying to speak, when trying to communicate in front of a camera or whatever, or just watching myself, some of my old videos of me communicating and going, wow, that's just not good. From there, over time, I've become better and better. No matter what you are interested in doing, go ahead and put yourself through the beginning stages of it. And then from there, you're only going to get better. Hey, it is your man, Ken Nova Naoji, the founder of Nova Code Academy and Wazzle AI. And in this video, I am talking about a couple of the most important topics that you'll want to know about. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is this week, I started a couple of different things. Now, I had my first Toastmasters speech, all right? And for those people that don't know what Toastmasters is, it is a community. It is a group of people that gather, usually weekly, and teach you how to become a good public speaker. Now, why did I decide to participate in this? Why did I want to join this group? Well, because right now we're living in a society where one of the core, most valuable things that you can have is the ability to be a good communicator, to be an engaging communicator, to be a communicator that's efficient. We are living in a largely digital media age. So if you want to be able to have things like influence and be able to, empower people with the information and knowledge that you have, it's important to be able to be a good communicator. So Toastmasters is something that I had been hearing about, and I decided to join this group that I started going to. I attended 3 times before I decided to commit to this one chapter. And some of the things I considered while I was joining was, number one, the skill of the people that was in the room. So there are incredibly talented speakers in this group. I learned a lot just by watching them speak. Now, aside from their speeches, aside from the value of hearing those people give speeches and the value of the evaluators, I'm able to learn just by watching them. And that's one of the core things that you want to have in a great Toastmasters community, whichever one you decide to go to, if you do decide to participate in one. The second one is, of course, you want to be in a community of people that's supportive, a community of people that you can see yourself being able to comfortably grow with. That is another thing that was in my criteria. And then the last was really, of course, people that you can see yourself being friends with. And also, to add to that, it's really closely intertwined, is the fact that this Toastmasters chapter is in person. So there are a number of different ones that what they do there is more virtually through Zoom. And I haven't tried doing that, but I will tell you this, there is so much of the feedback that you can get from the in-person meetings. There's nothing like it. I mean, they say that I think it was about 70 or 80% of our communication, of all of our communication, is non-verbal. Come on, that is incredible to think about. So that is the one that you're going to, whether it is in person or not in person. So those were some of the 3 core things that I thought about when considering which Toastmasters community I should join. So far, I gave my very first speech this past week, and I got to admit, there is a number of different things that I thought about. When I gave my speech, the first one that you give is what they call an icebreaker. It's when you introduce yourself. So you tell the people about who you are as an individual. That's after you get voted in. And, first of all, they decided to give me the speaker of the day. Now, I will say that one of the people that was speaking at that in this first one, he got disqualified because he spoke for too long. But nonetheless, look, I was glad because I got a lot of great feedback about my very first one. People were saying a lot of kind things. Some of the reasons why they were saying that this was good is because of my past experience. I've had experiences where I felt embarrassed when trying to speak, when trying to communicate in front of a camera or whatever, or just watching myself, some of my old videos of me communicating and going, wow, that's just not good. Look at all the filler words I'm throwing in there. And from there, over time, I've become better and better, and then of course there was a number of different things that was woven into, the speech coming out to where a lot of people said that it was really good. And one of the things that was actually kind kind of interesting for me was that, when I got done with it, I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what people experienced. All I remembered were the mistakes that I made. And to my surprise, when I did get the feedback, after you do give any speech, you'll get feedback from your evaluator and then also from the people that are in attendance, all the other attendees and members of the group. So when I read the feedback, I was able to get, valuable pointers on how I can improve. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of, information. Some of the things that were said that I can improve on is actually in my gestures. So that goes to tell you once again that it is of a lot of value if you are interested in becoming an effective communicator, that you look for perhaps a Toastmasters group where they meet in person as opposed to the digital one. So, aside from that, what I was tying into was the importance of just going through the trial, going through the experience, because by the time that I was done and I got to watch it back, I took a step back and said, well, this was actually a pretty good speech. When I was on the stage, all I could think about were the different mistakes or things I wanted to fill in. However, when I put myself through it, it turned out to be of pretty good quality. And I say pretty good only because, as individuals ourselves, we always want to create space of being able to critique ourselves. So this was another lesson for me, which is that just put yourself through whatever you want to get better at. Just go ahead and put yourself in the midst of it. Go ahead and just start it. Just initiate it. No matter what it is, or no matter what you are interested in doing, go ahead and put yourself through the beginning stages of it. And then from there, you're only going to get better. And you might even be surprised that where you started off from is better than where the people that are successful, where they started from. The only difference is that they have been doing it longer. They know the skills that are part of being great at this.